name's Ken Finnan, and my job is to get you past all the exams. And the number one question I get before I do my live, so I'm hoping to save some time and make it less chaotic, is what do I do? I'm taking the test tomorrow or 2 weeks or whatever it is. So let's, first of all, if you're taking it tomorrow, too late, you're fucked. Okay? No, I'm kidding around. Get some sleep. If you're taking it tomorrow, you should not be on my live. You should be getting sleep and you should be going over customer accounts. Literally any exam you take, literally any exam, you should probably read customer accounts. I have crash course videos you can watch, playlists you can watch. Go watch those and get some sleep. If you have a significant other, make sure they do the right thing or ask them to do the right thing. And you don't want to make them do anything, but you ask them. Just massage, that's all I'm talking about. Just keep you relaxed, no fighting, stuff like that. Now, if you're taking it beyond tomorrow, so if you're taking it tomorrow, what are you doing out here? Get off here, click and get out of here. If you're taking it beyond tomorrow, so let's say you're taking it in 2 days. Tomorrow is no testing. It's adding knowledge, reading customer accounts, going over videos, hopefully my crash course videos or others. Bottom line is you don't want to stress yourself out. You don't want to take a test. I'm not a fan of testing. Some people like it. I disagree with it because if you go bad, there's no upside. If it goes bad for you, you're screwed. So I say, don't take a test tomorrow. Take it easy. Around dinner time, you're done. I don't care if you're taking the test at 5 o'clock at night. At dinner time, you're done. Okay? Don't do anything. Again, the night before is always kind of go out to dinner. Don't go, pounding, going fireballs, but just literally go out to dinner, maybe talk to people who aren't involved in it, who don't care about the test, don't want to hear it. You want to do stuff that just relax you. If you have SDC or Notman, they have these little sheets that you can go through. Maybe the day before, make sure you go over it like hot sheets or key topic stuff or crunch time facts. Again, I have crash course playlists, a whole playlist on almost every test you can take. Now, let's say you're taking it more than 2 days out. So what you want to do is within the up to, but not including the last, I don't even know if that's right. The last 8 to 10 days is testing, okay? Before that, you're reading and quizzing and testing, all that. A lot of focus on reading, mostly focus on reading, watching videos, adding knowledge. But in the last 8 days, not including the day before, so whatever that is, so 10 days before, you're going to take tests every day. One test, not two. If it's a 63 of the SIE, maybe you can take two. But again, I don't think it works so well. Oh, I feel the heat on my back. I really just want to turn around and take a dive. The problem is when I go in there, there's a manatee warning. The boats have to go around me. I have to wear a flag saying manatee, don't hit me, stuff like that. Now, up to but not including the day before the test, you are to take one final a day. Now, remember something. When you do a final, review the whole thing, not just the wrong answers. And what you're going to do is you're going to kind of do a triage. There's really 3 or 4 choices. You look them over. If you got it right for the right reason, you're good. Move on. Make sure you read the answer why, okay? 2, if you got it right for the wrong reason, mark that down. You have to review it because if you got it right because you guessed, that's just as bad as a wrong. Almost more dangerous, right? Because you think you got it. 2, if you got it wrong because you misread it, which happens with the Kaplan, Past Perfect, STC, even Achievable, all of them, you can misread it. If you get it wrong because you misread it, but you knew the concept, don't worry about it. The last one is you got it wrong because you didn't know your shit. That you have to review. So really, you're going to have 4 choices, mark them all, and then if you got it right for the right reason or wrong because you misread it, but you understand the concept, don't worry about it. The ones you have to review are the ones you got right for the right reason, and then the ones you got for the wrong reason. The ones you got for the wrong reason. See, when I talk too fast, my brain is here, my mouth is here, and they're not in conjunction. And then ones you got right for the wrong reason, like guessing, and then you got to be honest with yourself. Don't be like, oh, I think I know it, or the ones you got wrong for the right reason. I guess the right reason to be wrong, you don't know it. If you're starting to memorize questions, buy another QBank. STCS 4 supplemental exams. If you want, buy Kaplan. But again, you don't want to add a new QBank in the last few days. You want to do it out so you can literally get used to the question because you don't want to switch it up the day before. Again, you need to go in there like a badass. You need to go into the test like I'm going to fucking own this shit and you're going to run it, okay? You got to go in there confident. You got to understand that if you go in there confident, if you go into this test as a confident badass, not cocky, confident, I know my shit, then when you see a hard question, you're going to go, oh, I can do this, okay? And you can work through it or even mark for review, shit like that. If you go in there where you're not sure and you're like, oh, I'm afraid, then every hard question is going to look to you like, see, I knew I should have waited. And that's a bad thing because you won't try it. I've seen that so many times where if you give someone positive confirmation of good work, they're willing to work a little bit harder on the question. If you're like, oh, I'm not ready, they go, oh, I knew I wasn't ready. They give up. We don't want give up. We want you to attack it like you know your shit, okay? And that's literally it. You maybe want to watch some of my exam walkthrough videos, join my live, but not the night before. I don't want to see you the night before. I want to see you after you pass so we can play a song for you and blow it out your ass, okay? Good. Okay, everyone, go beat this thing. You got this. I believe in you. I 100% believe in you. And you need to say every morning, get up in the morning, brush your teeth with your offhand, even if you want to brush your teeth with your foot, and keep saying, I'm going to pass this. I'm going to pass this. Say it like 10 times with confidence. Not I need to pass it. Not I got to pass it. I'm going to pass it. That's your goal. Go beat this thing. We got it, baby. Welcome on for Happy Tuesday. Friday nights. Okay, so now we got Tuesday nights going. And my two favorite nights of the week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now, couple quick things. I want to put that back up there for one quick second, then go back to the Jeff thing. There's a lot of free resources out here, and the one scrolling across the bottom right now is amazing. It's a group. It's a Facebook group that we have on Facebook that has almost 8,000 people in it. People giving back, tutors on there, helping out, not even charging, just giving their advice back and forth. Students sharing like questions from different exams and going over passes and fails and celebrating each other, and more importantly, supporting each other when we miss. Right. So yeah, look, when we win, yeah, clap, 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 play a song. That's awesome. I love it. But when you really need people is when you're failing and it fucking goes the wrong way. So that's what this group is for. Other free resources out there, right? So we have other good stuff going on. We have, where the hell is this? Go back to this. Okay, now, if you need help, we'll get to this in a second. Who the hell is calling me? Don't care. Okay, now, other free resources. Brandon Rith over at Basic Wisdom, he's outstanding. We have, now, that as far as free resources, that's where we go, other than my channel, right? There are a lot of paid stuff. Like if you check out Achievable, they're outstanding. I have links with a little bit of a discount on most of my videos. I don't think it shows up on the live. It shows up on the other ones. Also, check out STC. I think I get a 15% discount through that link. They're great stuff. Both of them are really solid. If you had to pick one, if you could only pick two, those are the two I would go with. Now, a new thing we did add, and a couple people have joined it and it was really good, I think. We started on Wednesday nights at 8. It's a membership. I think it's $14, whatever, $14 a month, which works out to be like, $3 a class, whatever the hell the math is, right? Every from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, because Eastern's one that counts. It's, we are going to go over the SIE. So that's Wednesday nights at 8. We do the SIE. That's awesome. I love it. It's a lot of fun. Right now, there's only 3 or 4 people in there. And it's great. It's like a personal lesson. It'll build. Usually they never go more than like 12 or 13, but you bring your questions in. It's not like this. This is, I call it a shit show, right? This is more just fun for me and get a couple questions. For the SIE, you got Wednesdays. And also, if you bump up your membership after you pass the SIE, not if, when, the next membership is $25 for the 7 class. And if you bump it to 50, you get the options class at 8 p.m. Friday, the FINRA class at 7 p.m. Friday, and then all my options videos. And then you get to watch a lot of the old classes too. So it works out either whether you do the $25 a month one, for just the FINRA classes, you also get the options videos, which will change your goddamn life. And now remember, guys, tonight is FINRA night, right? FINRA night, FINRA. Tonight is FINRA night, not NASA night. Just keep that in mind. If something works and I can do it quick on the other exams, I'll do it. But this is going to be FINRA, SIE 6 and 7. Thursday on Juneteenth is going to be the 65, 66, and I will be doing that. I have students right up to that 8 o'clock. Now, also, if you guys look, I'm expensive as hell, and sometimes people buy a half hour with me just to come up with a study plan, right? And it works out to be like $110. That's expensive. So you're better off hitting Jeff up. He charges like $25 for 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. And then he also does a thing where you can pay $100 a month and he'll talk to you once a week. It's not about answers. It's about setting up a study plan, keeping you active and keeping you honest, right? Meaning he can help you like set up a study plan, work it around your work and stuff like that, and make sure that you're on track. And then if you do the monthly thing, I'm not trying to just show you. I think it's value. It's really fucking cheap. Madeline, don't worry about it. If I get to the questions, I get to them. So hang out. Unless you're going to be bored to shit. And then wait till Thursday. I think that works. So you do $100 a month for every, you meet them once a week for like 30 minutes or so. The first one ends up always, I think Jeff said always, didn't you say the first one ends up being like 30, 40, 45 minutes?
Yeah, it's listed as 20 minutes on the site, but the first one we're going to take a little bit more time than that to get the full background, and then we'll have follow-ups thereafter. If it goes a little bit over, it's always okay. It's a loose structure, but it's designed to help you, stay on track, try to add in a little more value as for when you're reviewing the exams on your own, and just keep you on course to pass it in like a 4 to 6 week type of time frame, depending on, that's where we get into the customization of what your lifestyle is and getting you comfortable with everything.
Sounds good. I love it. Okay. And don't forget, if you need another supplement, Achievable and STC are solid. Also, obviously, we tutor. I have 4 tutors on there. I got a 79 tutor on there. I got a specific SIE only tutor for pretty cheap. And then I have 2 serious I have 2 every exam tutors, right? I think Arseny can do all the exams.
Yeah.
So I have 2 tutors, Mike and Arseny, who do the SIE, the 7, the 65, 66, 63, all the exams. Mike LaRose is SIE only. And then Mason is doing the 79. He's fucking outstanding. I mean, I would send him anywhere. Okay. I'm trying to get him to do the SIE too, but he really wants to focus on just the 79, which some of you guys may have to do, and hopefully we'll get a couple of people on there. He's pretty active. Okay, now. So, Jay, do you get, first of all, Wings, welcome on. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Remember, it's Eastern, and whenever you join these memberships, make sure that you remember to turn notifications on and watch, because I post around 4 o'clock every day on the days, Wednesday and Fridays, the links and the Zoom links. Because remember, it's a Zoom. It's not this shit. It's a Zoom. We're on camera and all that shit. You can share screen and everything. Okay. Jay, watch that video, and maybe if you still have questions, watch it now. Leave my screen on. We'll watch it now, see what happens. And then if you have any more questions, come back. Okay. Yasmin. Okay. And guys who passed, I will promise I'll be right to you. I'm going to make you sit it out for a little bit. So this is very easy. So since May 28th of 2024, so over a year, so there's no excuses for any of the any of the books that have the wrong stuff in there anymore. My videos, I haven't updated all of them because I have to delete. Trading is always T+1. Remember that trading is T+1. Trading. When you trade, when you buy something on Mondays, it settles on Tuesday. Always. That's regular way. Now, can you choose to have it do separately? Yes. You can obviously do something. You can do it separately. Okay. Meaning you can say, you know what? I want to settle today. That's called a cash settlement or same day settlement, T+0. Or you can say, listen, I have the stock, but I'm in a nasty divorce with my wife or my husband. She caught me cheating, and I may not be able to get the stock for another 2-3 weeks to deliver. There's not a real thing. Everything's electronic, but let's say. So you can go what they call seller's option. Okay. Seller's option is saying, I'm going to sell to you now, but I don't know when I'll have it. Between the next 2 and 35 days, I'll get it to you, but I don't know when. But you have the buyers to agree to it. So it's not like like you just do it. If you're going to sell it, seller's option or even cash settlement T+0, you're going to have to, you have to get permission. Now, one thing I want to clear up about the settlement stuff. Okay. Things settle in cash and things settle in cash. What the fuck are you talking about, Ken? Certain things settle cash settlement, which means same day. Actually, nothing settles same day. You can choose that. However, non-equity options settle in cash. That doesn't mean they settle same day. That means they settle by paying you or you deliver cash, like money. So if you buy an index option or interest rate or a VIX or a currency option, when you buy it and you exercise, you will receive the in-the-money amount in cash. If you sell the option, you will have to pay the in-the-money amount. Hold on while I die. Now, remember, guys, if I die, what do? Share the shit out of this. At least I can go viral on one last thing. So now, tutor dies on live. Okay, now. And Jeff's going, what the fuck? Calling 911. Where is it? Okay, now. If I buy a non-equity option, currency, index, yield, VIX, and when I exercise, I'm going to get cash when I exercise. And if you sell it, you're going to have to pay it. That's what they mean by cash settlement on that end. That does not mean you're settling the same day. You have to choose that. So there's no product that settles in cash. Now, moving on. This is for every exam, okay? Settlement is that. Now, there's also Reg T settlement, like payment date. That's going to be T plus 3. So everything is what they call S plus 2. S for settlement or T plus 3. S plus 2 and T plus 3 are the same thing. So if I buy stock on Monday, it settles on Tuesday. 2 days later, we have to pay for it. Now, that technically means that if you're the customer, you buy something on Monday, you actually have till Thursday to pay for it. But the broker-dealer is settling up, delivering the money and getting the shares on Tuesday. Okay? So Reg T settlement is T plus 3 or S plus 2. And why do they say it that way? Just because they want to fuck with us. Settlement is T plus 1. So think about it. S plus 2 is settlement plus 2. Settlement is 1. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So T plus 3 and S plus 2 are the same thing. Okay, we'll go from there. Now, I think I saw good news.
There's a bunch of them in there.
Eddie! Let's go, baby. Let's go.
One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Walking all over that FINRA exam, baby. I fucking love it. Now, I ask the same question to everyone. I don't need to know what's on the exam. Were there any surprises? So, like, I know what's on these. I know it's going to be on there. There's going to be options, a margin, all that shit. Was there anything on there that just flew out? Now, Kevin, motherfucker Kevin, man, he's been on the, he passed it Friday. He's been on the Facebook group helping people out, asking, doing study groups and stuff. He's been working his ass off for that shit. So he deserves a good one. No, but he's not done yet, right? I think you got something else to do. I think you have another test to take.
There's a place you can go, I said, young man. When you're short on your dough, you can stay there. And I'm sure you will find many ways to have a good time.
Boom, baby. I cut it off. That's the worst. Cut it off right before it says the YMCA. But that gets me blocked. I have to. It's funny. So if you watch this tomorrow, you will not hear this song. So it is what it is. Because they go, you're blocked globally. Do you want to trim it? Sure. Okay. That is outstanding, Kevin. Okay. Okay, Alicia. Yeah, what do you do after each final? So, Jeff, what do you do after each final?
Review the exam. Go through every question. The right ones, the wrong ones. Read very carefully the explanations. Make sure your thought process is in line with what the question was asking. There's a million ways you should be spending more time reviewing than taking the exam.
Yep. Outstanding. Exactly. Because you got to go over the right ones also to make sure you got them right because you weren't fucking guessing.
Get it right for the right reason.
If you're guessing and you got it right, it's a wrong answer in my book. Okay.
And especially the ones where you're 50-50 and you guess it right, still go over that question.
Yeah, 100%. Now read this one. This is a great one. Okay. Take a minus 65 on July 18th. Go to the last chapter on Achievable. Okay, you're almost done. And you got a month to go. Just taking tests. That's awesome. I mean, I love that you're reading it again. But I would do since you have so much time and you get in the 80s, start doing always remember again, videos are supplement that are not primary. Really all you should be doing is
back up for a second.
Yeah.
Get the Q bank. If you're
has it right,
you have to. You get the Q bank, and if you start scoring high 70s, around 80-ish, I think you're good to go to take the exam. What do you think, Ken?
100%. But he's taking the 18th. That's what I'm saying. He has the Q bank already. He's going to start the Q bank, right? He's going to get the Q bank.
Yep.
Just do chapter quizzes for the first week or two.
Yep.
Then start doing finals.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Now, that's literally it. There's not much else. Okay. Jessica Simpson. Jessica O. Jackson. Okay. Okay. Now. Okay. So I don't know what they're. Oh, I think what they're doing. You're talking about, come back to me on this one. Are you talking about when you set up a spread and they give you the bid and ask and you got to figure out? Let me know first. I know that's a hard question. See if I can I'll try to open up a what do you call it? A Zoom and I can do it on the screen. But do me a favor, Jeff. Can you scroll back on the YouTube part? Somebody asked a question like an hour ago on this. I don't know if you can see it. Like not on Restream, on actual YouTube. I don't know if you have that up.
I have it up.
Okay. Somebody asked something really early. Okay. Well, and Jessica, let me know, because she asked a question I may have to do up on the screen. Let me know if you're talking about the option, setting up an option, or you're talking about the bid-ask spread. That's what I had. And I think that's what you're talking about. But I know that they asked a question a different way. So Jessica, jump that on there. Okay. Alicia, we're going to get this, right? Take your time. When are you taking it? Let me know when you're taking it. Hold on. Matt, Sophia, I'll get to you. KB. Boom, baby. Nothing feels better than you get a pass.
Wake up! Grab rush and put a little makeup. I just have to fade away the shake up. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table?
Boom, baby. I love it. We go from Nancy Sinatra to these guys. I fucking love it. Okay, now, that's awesome. Again, any surprises on this thing? Okay. Now let me get to you, Sophie. Okay. And Madeline, if you let me know if you're still on here, because I can ask her. I can do the ERISA ones for sure, because that could be on any exam. So Madeline, if you're still on here, let me know. Okay, wash sale rule. So I like a big thing in this: wash sale versus wash trade. Wash trade. Okay, a wash trade is when you buy and sell shares without changing ownership. How do they do that? Let's say I have an account at JP Morgan, I have an account at Goldman, and I buy the stock back and forth between the two accounts. I'm buying it from myself. I put out a bid, I hit the bid, I put out an offer, I take the offer. I'm buying back and forth without changing ownership, just to make it look like there's more activity. That's a wash trade. Do you remember, were you there when that guy did that, Jeff? Where he did a trade like 24,000 shares at like 8 o'clock at night? One of the guys, there was a stock that he had in his personal account, and he tried to move into out of his prop trading account into his personal, or what are the other ones? And it trades like 1,000 shares a week. And he did like an 18,000 share trade at 8 p.m. at night.
I was there.
And he tried to say it wasn't a wash trade. I was like, I mean, but anyway, what he did was he had a prop trading account at the firm, which is in his name. And then he had an account at like Schwab. And he basically had 24,000 shares into Schwab account. And at 8 o'clock at night, he just put on, he goes, oh, I'm going to buy the shares into my brokerage account and sell it from a one. And he got, I think they called the next morning saying you have a violation. So
it was more like I accidentally hit the wrong button and put in the
on
wrong
24,000 fucking shares. I know. No, and then he left for a year, and I still remember this. I gave him. Then it was either him or someone else. I remember having he wanted to come back because they fined him. I don't think they fined him and they didn't suspend him. So we're gonna bring him back. And I remember having a conversation with him for an hour at the Summit train station on the phone because I missed trains doing it. And 3 days later, he did it again. Like, okay, whatever. Now back to this that's a wash trade. So a wash sale is if I sell stock for a loss, right? So if I lose money on a trade, I'm allowed to use that loss to reduce my income. I can use it against any capital gains I have. I can use it against my ordinary income. I can use $3,000 against my ordinary income and then carry it forward. But what happens is the IRS goes, wait a second, you can sell it for a loss, and we're happy you lose money. We'll give you a deduction. However, if you buy the stock back or anything that turns into the stock within 30 days, you still lost the money. What we disallow it this year. You can take it again later, like a year later, next year, but not now. So here's what happens. I buy stock at 50. I sell it at 40 in December. If I buy the stock back before the end, within 30 days, that $10 loss, I still lost it, but it's wiped off my books. Now, so let's say I sell the stock for a loss. I also cannot buy the stock. I cannot buy a call. I cannot buy a warrant. I cannot buy a convertible, or I cannot sell it deep in the money put. So I cannot do any of those things. Okay. So I cannot buy a call, a warrant, a right, or a convertible, because that's like buying the stock. If I do any of those things, I wipe out the loss. I still lose the money, but I can't deduct it till the next year, until I actually sell it. Okay. Now, 4B versus 4C. So ERISA is all about corporate retirement accounts. I'm willing to do this even if she's not on here. I'm willing to do this, which means if she's not on here, I'll have to do it again on Thursday. But ERISA coverage of corporate retirement accounts, they have a lot of rules. Like they have a vesting schedule, which means if a person stays there, the money that the corporation puts in for them, eventually has to be able to be withdrawn by the person. They have a minimum rule that if you offer to one person, you can't discriminate by only giving it to some people. You have to give it to all full-time employees over 21. It goes in pre-tax. It has to come out. You can start taking it out at 59.5. You have to start taking it up by the April 1st after 73. Then, when I used to do it on YouTube, I wouldn't catch the mute button, and I'd be talking for minutes, and I get text going, "You're muted. You're muted." Okay. Now under some of these rules, so think about it. If I set up our time at my firm, let's say I get, everyone comes on, they become full-time employees, and I start putting a retirement plan, 401k for everyone. Technically, if I don't do certain things, okay, then I can be sued if they lose money. So that's what this comes down to. So 404B pretty much means that I have to hold the stuff at a qualified custodian, okay? So I have to do, I have to, what was I going to say? So I have to keep my 404B requires that I have to keep everything at a qualified custodian, okay? And have a trustee managing it. Now, the 404C is about how can I prevent being sued? So if I offer you at least three different levels of investment recommendations, like levels of diversification and risk. I have to offer you the ability to change at least quarterly, and I offer you education. Now, if I offer you those three things under 404C, again, diversification, choices of diversification, education, and the ability to change your accounts, I'm putting the recommendations on your ass, so I can't be sued if it goes bad, because I'm giving you enough rope to hang yourself. Okay. Levi! Look at that, David, Levi. Let's love it. Okay, let's go. Boom, baby. I always double hit it. Okay. The DERP, baby. DERP. I'm telling you, Declaration X, record payable. I love it. Now remember, X and record are the same day now because of the one-day settlement. Okay. On to this Series 7. Here's my quick tip. Read the fucking book. Read the fucking book. Read the fucking book. Read it cover to cover. Don't take quizzes. Read the fucking book. Read it from cover to cover. Do not try to do quizzes till you're done with the first book the first time. This is what I tell everyone. I always say don't take notes. And everyone goes, wait, I want to take notes. Fine. But I say don't take notes so you lose your head and don't fucking rewrite the book. You don't need to do that, okay? Now, here's the deal on this. After you're done reading, then start doing chapter quizzes. Anything under 70, reread that chapter, watch one of my wonderful videos. Then once you're passing them, then move on to the finals and beat the test, baby. Okay. Now, David Shaw. I know you passed everything, but we're going to give you a song anyway, and then we're going to talk. Is this a good one? Nah.
I feel good. I knew that the world.
Boom, baby. So, David, here's my thing. Accrued interest, right? So, look, accrued interest, very rarely do you have to do the math. It's usually pretty easy. Most of the time, it's just about what you have to do. So, let's say Jeff has a bond that pays every January and July. Say it's a 10% bond. Every January and July, Jeff has this bond, okay? Now, he's getting paid. It's a 10% bond. He's getting paid $50 every January, every July. So then he sells me the bond in May. Okay. Now, he sells me the bond in May. I buy it from him, say May 15th. I say it's a corporate bond to make it easy. I'm just going to do the math in my head. Let's see if I can do it. Okay. So now the question is, Jeff has owned the bond from January until May 15th, or really May 15th. Okay. So now he's on the bond from January to May, and then I'm going to buy it May 15th. Come July, I'm getting the $50 check, not him, because the issuer does not care when I've bought it from Jeff. They just care who owns it on the payment date. So I own on the payment date. I get paid. Jeff doesn't. So I have to pay Jeff the interest that he would have earned all the way up to May 15th. Now, why do I keep saying May 15th? Because I bought it on May 15th, which means I settle on the 16th. which means I own it on the 16th. So I owe him all the way to 15th. So what would I do? So I figure if it's a corporate or muni, it's a 30-day month. So remember, corporates and munis are 30/360. Corporates and munis are 30/360, 30/360. That means you have a 30-day month, 360-day year. Treasuries are actual. We're not going to do actual. I can't do that, man. Now, let's say May 15th. So I'm going to go January 30. So I'll just count the months. January, February, March, April. So that's 4 months. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 30 is 120. So we have 120 up till April and then 15 days in May. So it's 135 days. Here's why you're fucking it up. Because the vendors love to take you on a little trip through Shangri-La. By the way, Haley, Hannah, thank you for joining the Options Videos Only. You will love them. Now, the vendors love to throw curves in. Oh, you bought it on a day and then they sold it, or it's it's a January 15, May 15th bond. They try to screw with you. Most of the tests, 99 times out of 100, it's just going to be when do they count from. And if it's a new bond, it's from, write this down. If it's a new bond, it's from the dated date to the day before the settlement date. If it's a bond that's already paying, it's the last coupon or payment date to the day before settlement. So I'll say that again. If it's a new bond, it's dated date. We got to keep it simple. Jeff's going to have a heart attack because I'm talking simple. Coupon is it's a dated date to the settlement date, or from the coupon to the settlement date. Go ahead. I'll let you say what you have to say.
Up to, but not including settlement date.
Right.
That's how you figure it.
Not right. But here's the thing on my test. On my test, I got a question where they didn't say up to, but they said from coupon, they said from day to day to the settlement date. Because remember, here's my thing. You have to answer, you got to deal with the scenario they give you. So it's a bad answer, but it's the best of the four, right? So you're right. The actual right terminology is up to, but not including settlement date, like Jeff said. But if they just say settlement date and that's all they give you, you got to go with it.
You got to pick the best answer there.
Yep. You're in the scenario, kind of like I joke around, like if you're in an interview and they put you in a blender and your nickel size, how do you get out? You got to get out of that scenario. It's a stupid investment banking question, but how do you get out?
What's the answer?
I have no fucking idea. It's about the process.
I
say, dude, you know my answer is I take a little drill and cut a hole out. And they go, where'd you get the drill? Same place you got your fucking blender. Good. Okay. That was a guy. The only reason I know that is because there was a guy who was a friend of mine. He was a Marine, and when you'll be a sniper, they have to really do a psychological exam. So I guess the line was two things. One is very sick, and the other one's, he goes, first, your job, and this is, I love this story. Your job is to protect, to shoot anyone that comes out of a camp. Right? And this is horrible. I'm not going to say that one because it's really fucking bad. So the second one, he goes, you're defending a harbor. And a battleship comes in. What do? He goes, I sink it with my submarine. And that's what he answered. He goes, where'd you get the submarine? Same place you got your fucking destroyer. So the other one I will not say on here because I'll get banned. Okay, so now.
And the all-time dumbest?
What?
What's your biggest weakness?
I hate that thing. Because it's like, I know. What's my biggest weakness? Answering stupid questions like this. Okay.
Don't you just want to say that when you're sitting in front of somebody?
At this point now, at the point I am now, that if I went for an interview and they asked a stupid thing like that, I'd be like, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, I would. I'm the same way.
Right.
I
can do that, right? So, but if you're 21, you're like, how do I answer it? Look on Wall Street Oasis. Look on Reddit. They have all these things that tell you to answer these stupid questions. Okay. Don't sweat, Julio. Me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Okay, so now don't worry about it too much. Portfolio analysis, not that big. On the 7, it's there, but I mean, it's really not that big. It's going to be more on the 65 and 66 than this. It's really not that big a test.
But how many questions are you talking about?
Oh my God, 3 maybe.
Right.
And some people get none. Remember, this is really a suitability exam. Don't worry about balance sheet. It's on there. Don't worry about technical. It's on there, but not heavy. Very basic. I mean, portfolio analysis, they may talk about modern portfolio theory, you're trying to get the optimal portfolio. They may talk about CAPM, which is about a specific security, risk versus reward. I can't see it being more than that. other than in the realms of suitability, which you can just work through. Don't worry about that too much. Julio, don't worry about that. You will need to know for the 65 and 66. And if you're taking the 63, be happy. You don't have to deal with it ever. Okay. Oh, I love this one. Okay. Okay, Flex, I'm right with you there. Hold on. Okay. If Flex has, read Flex's question, Jeff. We're going to have a conversation about that.
Yeah, I just did.
What should I score for scheduling exam? Seems like where I live, there at least 2 weeks out. Yeah, that's New York. Okay. Okay. Not yet. Adriana, not yet. So this is what I tell everyone. It also depends. If you're in the SIE 69s and it's consistent and you're getting ones wrong because you misread, fine, maybe book it for 3 weeks. This is what I tell everyone. Once you pass 3 exams in a row, like 75s or higher, and it's confident, not lucky, confident 3 in a row, book the test for a week to 10 days later. That's what you really have to do. So if you once you pass 3 in a row, then book it for about 7 to 10 days later. Also, I should mention while there's people in here, I tutor, obviously, and Jeff does the custom study groups, which are awesome. He's had about 5 or 6 people so far in the last 2 weeks, and he's really helped them out, and they got on track. But if you don't like my tutoring style, why the fuck wouldn't you? I don't know. But you want more straightforward and very knowledgeable and not trying to drive you nuts, Michael Weiss over at Series7examtutor.com is outstanding. Okay. And he's cheaper than I am. Okay, so again, Adriana, I want you to be passing mid-70s before you book it. If you really feel the pressure to book it, maybe. And again, if it's hard to, here's the thing. If you're in the city, if you're in LA or New York, maybe even Miami, you might have to grab it because I think come end of, well, we are end of June, but come July and August is going to be very hard to find times.
You know, one of the things that we talk about when I do the one-on-ones is like, 3 weeks out for everybody is different. 3 weeks could be 2 hours a day of studying or 3 days a week, or it could be, I'm in a class where they let me study for half the workday and study every single day. So it depends on your schedule. It depends on, what's going on in your life. These are like kind of the things that I've learned from speaking with everybody about how they're studying. It just depends on your individual. There's no set rule.
Fair enough. I like it. But I always say, if you're not sure, pass 3 in a row. Because then you're good. But again, like Jeff was saying, if you're not confident, like if you're getting because you're guessing, then I don't count that as a pass.
Right.
Okay. So now here's a good one. So look, for the most part, I like the people at New York Life. I do. I like them a lot. Okay. I definitely like them. However, this is a rule for anyone. And I like the guys who run there. I got a friend, Hernando. I got Bill. These guys are great, right? They're making mad cash. Here's the thing. If you're starting out in the business and you're just out of fucking college, here's my thing. Who the hell is going to give you money? Right? Nobody's going to give a 22-year-old or 23-year-old money. So it's very hard to work at a commit and eat what you kill place. If Morgan Stanley is coming in and has I don't know how the VEA.
What does VEA stand for?
I don't know. Very, very elite assholes. I don't know.
That's what I want to know, because that'll determine.
It shows up. Let's see. Hold on. Virtual engagement associate. The pay starts. It's pay. Okay. It's not bad. Okay. I mean, they pay a salary. Estimated average salary in New York is $95,000 a year, or $50 an hour. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. Here's a question. So here we go. Hold on. I'm trying to get a little help here.
I think the Morgan Stanley route, because I think you'll be exposed to more things. Right. Rather than just worried about building out your network. In the beginning, it's important to learn how the markets work. What a trade looks like, what a client account looks like. Now that only happens like at New York Life or Equitable when you start getting accounts. So this way, I think, if I'm understanding,
the VEA doesn't really care if you get accounts. I'm reading this.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You're getting to experience a lot of the business rather than worrying about opening accounts.
Right,
and getting experience.
So here's my deal on this. This is right. So Flex, hear me out. So this is way a lot. It's usually a 2-year program, right? Because it's usually a 2-year program. And you work with a bunch of different teams, right? And if one of the team likes you, they can invite, because it's virtual, maybe you're not in the same thing. If the team likes you, they invite you on. If not, I guess you have, there are exit opportunities. You can work with other advisors and stuff like that, but you're in the firm. That's the big thing. Okay. If they invite you in to be their team, you might have to move to somewhere, but that's fine because you have a job, right? And if you don't get fucking married, don't have fucking kids until this is over. Okay. Okay. Now that means wrap it. Okay. Now double. Now here's my thing on this. I prefer this. If you're in your 30s and you have a pipeline, commission's great because you get a bigger cut. But if you're a kid and you don't have a pipeline, take salary over commission every single time.
Agreed.
Every single
Agreed.
time. Okay. Does that make sense? And I don't care if it makes sense or fucking not. If somebody offers a salary versus commission, you take salary every time. Yes, the upside might be bigger at a New York Life. It really is. You can make a shitload of money. They celebrate your wins. They train you. They get you going. That's good. But it is silly what you kill. If you have a choice of making 70 to 100 grand a year to learn the business versus earning it, I would take the salary. Now, if the VEA goes away, did you get offered the VEA? Take the fucking VEA job and run. Don't even think about it. And then after here's the thing. Let's say you get a big client base, right? Say you have enough client base, then you can choose, you know what? I want to go to a New York Life, or I want to go to a Northwestern or whatever, and just get a bigger commission. You can do that, or you can go on your own. There's a lot of things you can do. What?
It's a good problem to have.
Yes, it's a nice problem to have. Okay. Now, so Flex, I hope you're on. I hope that helped a little bit. Now, but again, here's the thing. I do like the people at New York Life. They had a bad rap about 15 years ago, and they've cleaned up a little bit where they help people out. They pay a stipend and stuff like that, but it is not 70 grand a year. And that's the low end. Depending who you are, some of them's a 90. And if you come in with any experience, which you don't because you're a kid, they start you at 80, 85, which is not horrible. Okay. Okay, so now an endowment. Let's talk about this just real quick in case you're on here. Madeline, okay? And Emil, you're next. Okay, see. Now, here's an endowment is usually for a nonprofit like a college or something. The big thing is it's an institutional venture and it's tax exempt. It does not pay taxes. That's the big thing, okay? The biggest thing here is that it's an accredited investor. It's an institutional investor. They invest, it goes tax-free, and it's mostly for universities, hospitals, and foundations, stuff like that. They usually have a diversified portfolio, and they have a very low turnover, and they usually have an investor policy statement, an investment policy statement, which dictates all their rules, what they're trying to do, stuff like that. Hope that helps a little bit. It does show up, I know that, but just know that it's a nonprofit, and the growth is tax-free as long as it's used for what it's made for. Okay, hope that helps. And if you're Harvard, you have a $60 billion one, and you don't use any of it for tuition. Okay, so now, it just uses to bribe politicians. Now, Emily, how do you say it? Is that Emily, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, Emily, congratulations. Pass the IC, that's great. And but here's the thing. Here's a bunk thing. So you're working on the 7, that's great. Make sure you read the book first and be very, very happy, because I found that people who failed one of these exams, like the SIE or the 7 first, and then pass it on the second time, do a little bit better on the next exam. It's weird, but they do, because I think what happens is they do a deeper dive. But Emily, you're getting my favorite. So I'm just going to say, I had to go to the recital of my 3-year-olds. They played one of the songs was no. They had one of the songs was that, not the cello one. Yes, they had to do it, and it was like a bunch of 3-year. There was a bunch of 6-year-olds. It was very cute. They were, doing this, doing that. It was great. I think they did it to make sure if we were awake. Okay. Oh, so Jessica, it's about the spreads, right? Okay. Let me see if I can try to go. Okay. Add-on. Hope I'd help you with the endowments. Okay. Now. Okay, Libby Butler. What are we going to do? What do I say to everyone who's taking it tomorrow morning? Get the fuck off my live. Thank you for coming on, but go get some sleep. Now, I just had a person take it today. Great guy. He was borderline. He was pretty good, but he was borderline. He passed it. And he said the best advice I gave him, other than all my wisdom, is read chapter 2 in STC, which is customer accounts. So everyone taking the 7 of the SIE before next Tuesday, please, please, for the love of God, read opening customer accounts the day before, the morning over the day before. That is absolutely a thing, okay? You got to work. That is an absolute must because it's easy, low-hanging fruit. It could be the difference between a pass and a fail. Okay, I'm going to try to open up my Zoom and see if I can work this out. No recording. Fuck that. Okay. Let me do something first. Okay. So Jessica, I'll get back to you in a second. So I think you're talking about the spread stuff. So now I'm going to try to do it while I'm talking. Let's see. Okay. Do you want to help me out with this, Jeff, while I write?
Sure.
See what you can do.
Let's see. All of them.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about, options, which are, 15 to 20 questions on the 7, munis, suitability, clients, taxation, mutual fund. It's all on there. I would say treat them all equal and make sure you have a good understanding of them. I know that seems obvious, but there's not one. Like if you're an expert in one of them, you're not going to get through you need to have a very good understanding of all the different aspects, and that starts with reading the book.
I like it. That's it. So if anyone who just focuses on just prioritizing one thing screws himself up. They really do. Yeah. If you but here's
people say
the last week you can start niching down on the tough stuff. Yes.
And Ken, how many times have you heard somebody say, I concentrated so much on this other part that I forgot the easy one that I knew the first time?
Yes, that's why the easy part of those. Here's what happens. People are so worried about options. That's why when I teach people, I try to do the options early to get it off their plate so they can stop thinking about it. And it's such a thing, Abe, that they really go crazy with focusing on the 4 things, and then they go, I missed by 1 because I didn't read about CMOs.
Right. So, and I'm not saying this for self-promotion, but if you take Ken's options class on Friday nights and get through the options and get through all the different strategies and options, you're going to look at the exam completely differently because you're not going to fear getting one of those options questions. You're going to look forward to it because you're going to know how to break it down and you're going to get them right. I'm telling you, for what, Ken, how much is real quick?
$25 a month. $25 a month
for just the options. But if you do the full options one,
the full option one is $50 a month, and it's 2 classes, right? An options class and a FINRA class.
Right. So for those 2 classes, you divide it by 8 classes. You're talking about $6 a class.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, when you get a mastery of the options, the exam looks different. It makes such a confidence booster to know that you're going to get 15 or 20 questions that you're not going to know how to handle.
Like the goal is usually my students, when they come out of that, even if they miss, sometimes the people miss, right? They go, I was looking forward to more options questions. Yeah. Like, have you ever thought when you first started studying, I'm going to look forward to option questions? No. Okay. By the way, hold on. Libby, if you're still on here, I want you to post that you're going to pass. I need to see that. If you're taking it tomorrow, I need the last thing I hear from you is I'm going to pass. Be confident. Okay, now, let me go on to this thing. I have to mute. You have to think I have to kick your ass off for a second. Hold on. I hate that there's so many fucking tabs I got to go through to do this. So the question is, okay, I got to make it bigger. That's what she said. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now, so Jessica, Jeff, does this come through clear? Just nod your head. I can see. Okay, good. Okay. So if I'm looking at, let me get back on there. So say I want to create a debit spread. So I'm not going to use your number because I already did it. Okay. Jessica, I'm going to use mine. So the B and the S. So if you can see this, right? The bid and the S. So if I want to create a debit spread, that means I have to pay more than I bring in. So I'm going to buy, always remember, it's a combination of shit. You buy at the ask, you sell at the bid. Okay. Again, you buy at the ask, you sell at the bid. So if I want to create a debit spread, my buy, which has to be one, remember the lower call is, if this is a call, let me make it a call spread. So if this is a call spread, the lower call is more expensive. It makes sense here. Okay. And anyway, you could have told, if you think about it, if the lower strike is more expensive, it has to be calls, not puts. Okay. Now, so I'm going to buy at the ask, right? So I'm going to buy at the ask. Let me get into the screen. So I'm going to buy one at the ask, and then I'm going to sell at the bid. And what's the difference? $1.50. So I'm buying a 150 call at 4.5, and I'm selling the 155 call at 3. That's all I'm doing. And then it's $1.50. So this is a debit of $1.50. Now I'll change it up. Let's say I want to make this. I hope that makes a little sense, right? So all you're doing is you buy at the ask, sell at the bid. Now let's say I want to create a credit spread, right? Let's see if I can do this. So that means the sell has to be higher than the bid, than the buy. Hold on, let me erase these fuckers. Open up. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to sell more than I buy. So if I'm going to sell, so you would sell the higher one, which means you're selling at the bid and you're buying at the ask. So I'm going to sell the 150 call at 4. I'm going to buy the 155 call at 3.25. So then I brought in 75 cents. I have a 0.75 credit. So again, what you do is you just figure out, plug them in, like you even using yours, right? So if you use yours, if I want to create a buy a 40 call and sell a 45 call in your chat, if you read it, the offer is 435. So I'm going to pay 435 and I'm going to sell it at the bid, which is 225. So whatever the difference is, I'm going to pay 435. Jesse, I hope this helped what I did. So I have to do the math. So I'm going to pay 435 and then sell it at 225. And the difference is $2.10. Okay. Hope that helps. And Ashley, I'm at Digital Desk, so I'm going to get right to you. But hope that helps a little bit. Watch it again. I probably could do a video on this. I probably won't, but I should. I'm going to pretend I will. Okay. Hope that helped a little bit, Jessica. Let me know. If not, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe if you join the group.
Yes, it's helping.
Okay, good. Okay. If not, just come on Friday and we can go through it in detail. But again, it's not super hard. Just remember, if it's a buy, you buy at the ask, sell at the bid. If it's a debit, you want to buy use the higher quote. And if it's a credit, you want to sell the higher quote. You're going to sell at the bid. Okay. Okay. Now, Ashley. Okay. And Madeline, I'll get to you in a second on that one. Okay. Anytime. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, really, just write it down a million times. Like Ashley, I have a video called, I think it's in the Series 7 crash course. Might be in the SIE crash course too. It's where I create a dump sheet. Hold on. See if I can find it. So I have a video called where I just create like a dump sheet. Now, I'm not saying that you should use that, right? So I'm not saying that you should follow that to a T, okay? But what I'm saying is that it's a good idea to look at it and try to get an idea of where it is. Okay, where are we? Not the free. Oh, there we go. Series 7 crash course. Let's see if I have it in here. Yeah, it's called the key topic sheet because I got nailed with it before. It was so good that YouTube made me take it down. And I put it up with a different name. Okay. So that thing will show you how to do it. And Ashley, once you do that, okay, once you write them down as much as you can. That's the thing, okay? Write them down as much as you can. Ooh, X Maria, I like that. Okay, now, too bad it's not triple X Maria. I would have got you earlier. Now, okay, now, Hope that helps a little bit. Just here's the thing. The only way to remember the bond, find my bond triangle video and just write down the bond triangle by the culprit sheet, the chart, just write it down 10, 20 times a day. So Madeline, in a way, yes. So it's really 30 days from when the sale date. So we're going back to the X date, the wash sale. So if you sell stock for a loss and buy it back within 30 days, they wipe out your loss. But what they do is they go back 30 days and forward 30 days. So if I sell it on December 20th, they will go back to November 20th and forward to January 20th. If I bought the stock anywhere in that window, they wipe out my loss because they figured out what people are doing. Instead of buying it after, they buy it first and then sell it for a loss. Trust me, every time there's a law, somebody figured out a way, a workaround, and that's why they make it. So whenever you think, oh, these things are super complicated, because there's a really smart person trying to find their way around it. So, like, you ever see the debate between Trump and Hillary, and she said you take advantage, you don't pay taxes.
He says change the law.
Yeah, he goes right. He goes, because I know the law. He said change the law, and I will have to start paying taxes.
He goes, you're in office, change the law.
Yeah, and all your friends are. Dave Chappelle did a great thing on that. He called him an honest liar. He said, finally, somebody's saying that it's corrupt because I know it. But yeah, that's literally what it is. The reason the tax code book is 20,000 pages is because every time they do something, it goes, oh, you forgot. Think of it this way. Imagine you're 5-year-old and you tell them not to touch something. They go, oh, but you didn't tell me not to touch my elbow. Or they go like this. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. That's lit. And then they go, okay, the new rule is you don't get within 3 feet of anyone. Okay, then you're at 3.5. So every time everyone does something to abuse the law. So that's why these laws are here. And that's why they went back 30 days and forward 30 days. And then they also add in buying calls, buying rights, buying warrants, buying convertibles, and then selling deep in the money puts. That was another way of doing it. So it's crazy. Now, okay. Let's go, baby. Look, newbie Mike, remember something. The only time 69 is bad is when it's in a test, right? So this is the thing. We do not like how. So here's my question, and I'll hopefully get an answer before we have to get off of here. What have you done since failing it? Okay. Is this your second attempt? You failed the first one with a 69. Do you feel better now? What have you done? Have you just taken tests? If you have, I would get on the book for a couple of days. If you've been reading the book and now you're taking finals, that's good. What are you scoring? Give me some info, baby. Okay. So triple X Maria, baby. Okay. So now I'm going to do this one. This is an easy one. If you look in my 7 crash course, I have a great video on option taxes and regular taxes, but I'm going to tell you something right here. There are only 3 things that are not ordinary income. Everything else is, I'm going to say there's only 3 things that are capital gains or losses. And triple X, I know you'll be like, fuck you, I didn't do that. But I'm going to go with it anyway. Double X, not as porny. Now, first is a buy and a sell. If you have a buy and a sell, cost basis and proceeds, that's a capital gain, or a loss. That's not ordinary income. 2, option expiration. If you bought it, that's a loss. If you sold it, that's a gain. That's a capital gain or loss. So we got 2 so far. A buy and a sell, an options expiration. And the third is when a mutual fund distributes a capital gain, that is a capital gain or loss. Okay? Everything else is ordinary income or not taxable. Bond interest, dividends, variable annuities, retirement accounts, ordinary income. Everything is ordinary income. Interest payments, ordinary income. Everything is ordinary income except for those 3 things. A buy and a sell, option expiration, and mutual fund distribution remember, not all mutual fund distributions, if they do the quarterly dividend, that's ordinary income. If it's a capital gain distribution, it's a capital gain or loss. It's a gain for mutual funds because they don't pass through losses. We know that. Okay. Okay, that works. Now, okay. Well, the judgment ones you got to get. Okay. Yes, I agree. I think this practice exams, I don't like to say the word harder. I think they're more convoluted. I think the exam is hard. Okay. I think the exam is hard. Okay. It really is hard. Okay. They are hard, but they're not as convoluted. That's the thing. The vendors, as I've done the video on, vendor questions are hard to be hard. Like they make them convoluted. The actual exams are hard just because they're hard. They're hard topics, but you can do them. You can work through them. Like if you guys watch my video where I go, "Can you pass this brutal exam?" That'll give you a vibe. It'll give you the vibe of the feel of how the exam is going to ask questions. It's not super tricky, but they're hard. Like I mean, some people get 80s on that, right? Most people in low 70s, even though they go, it wasn't that bad, because they're hard and they're not tricky, but they're just hard. But they're not tricky. And that's the problem. The vendors are tricky, not hard, not as hard, but they're tricky. Okay. I know I just did a bunch of circular definitions, but here we go. Okay. David, I'm glad you wrote it down. Betty. Okay. You're still driving. Okay. 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 Thank you, Ken, for your videos. Let me pass. That's awesome. Carlton. Now, Jeff, I can't remember what show it was. Do you remember a thing called This Is Carlton, Your Doorman?
What is it?
It was, hold on. It was a TV show. Hold on. You're a doorman. Hold on. I think it was on, it was actually they made it a cartoon, but it was from, it was Rhoda. Never mind. You never saw Rhoda, right?
I know Rhoda, yeah.
So she lived in the city, and every time the doorman would buzz up, he goes, "My name's Carlton, your doorman." She goes, "I know who you are. I lived here for 5 years." So
Yeah.
it's just, it was stuck in my head. But anyway, Carlton, congrats. And he's like, fuck, I probably never heard that before. Okay, so now if he's a kid, he probably never did, but it passed. That's awesome.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam.
It's all new songs, baby. Okay, that's awesome. And what do I say to get through the exams? Read the book first. What you're gonna love is that if you do it right, the 6 will be easier than the SIE, because the SIE is like this fucking wide and this deep. The 6 is a little deeper, but it's like this wide. It's literally, I guess, more than this, but it's mutual funds and annuities. Mutual funds and annuities. That's like the game, baby. Mutual funds and annuities. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Jordan. Absolutely. You go to my website. I have 4 other tutors. I have 2 that are definitely Mike and Arseny will help you with the 7. And then La Rosa is not ready for the 7 yet, but he's on the SIE. And then I can, but I'm expensive as hell. So if you go to the one, and if you're really not sure, email Jeff and he can walk you through.
I was just going to say, let me put my email in there.
Yeah. So the email is going to go across the bottom. So Jordan, email him. He's not going to high pressure sell you. He'll light pressure sell you. No, just he'll walk you through how to do it, and he'll give you an insight of what they're about, and it's pretty good. Look, I think tutoring helps. I do. Okay. Okay, let me get back up to where I was. How far behind I am? Okay. Lucia, email me, baby. Email us. Okay. Okay. Betty, I think I answered some of your questions. I'm going to go through them real quick. Hold on. Oh, Jessica Jackson asked me, has 2 questions in it. Did she? Oh, there's the one. Okay. Okay, so let me do this one real quick. See if I can share screen. You get to see all my fucking emails. Oh, maybe you can't. Okay. Is that tiny? Let's see.
Yes.
Okay, let me change this up. This is not Betty's, though. Hold on. This is Jessica's other one. Hold on. That's even worse. Hold on.
Yeah, no good.
Let me see if this gets better. Hold on. Okay, it's still fucking. Oh, I know I can do. Hold on. Where is it? That's probably going to be too big for it, but that's what she said. Hold on. That's a little bit better. That can't get much lower than that. So it's going to make this. Nope, that's not better. Okay. So basically, I'm going to read this to you. The basis of a bond with a 5% nominal yield is maturing in 20 years. Who cares? And selling at 115. Okay. They will never make you do this math. I promise you that. Okay. The only thing they could do is, let's see if maybe, let me see something. Hold on. So if you have a bond at a premium, right? it's good. The yield to maturity will be lower. Hold on, no. 50 divided by 1150 is okay. So the reason this works, and I guess is okay. So look, so if we have a bond at a premium, then the problem is the yields have to be lower than the coupon. So it goes like this. We have a premium. It's going to go coupon, current, yield to maturity, yield to call. So coupon, current, yield to maturity, yield to call. High to low. Coupon, current, yield to maturity, yield to call. Okay. So if I see a bond, a 5% bond trading at 115, I'm going to do the current yield, and I do 50 divided by 115. I get 4.34. Okay. I get 4.34. The yield to call has to be lower than that. And on this thing, I don't think you guys can see it that well, but if you look, maybe I can make this bigger. You can see the question. Let's see. See if that works any better. You can maybe see that there's 4 yields: 4.35, 3.95, 4.65, 5.75. Well, if the current yield is 4.34, then the yield to maturity has to be lower than that on the triangle. So the answer has to be B. Again, it's there. I don't think they're going to do it too, but just remember, if we have a bond, if we have a premium bond, okay, if we have a premium bond, then the current yield has to be lower than the coupon. The yield to maturity has to be lower than the current, and the yield to call has to be lower than that. Okay, boom. Okay. Okay. Now it's just she had some good ones. I answered them as well as I good, but let me see. Hold on. Where is she? Betty Boop. Okay. I'm not gonna. Okay, here we go. Okay, so these are the real questions. Okay, so here's what happens. If you are, so everyone know what a selling group is? Well, if you don't, we're going to go over it now. So when a company issues new shares, okay, they have another, and guys, I know I'm 20 minutes behind. I will catch up. I will make sure, if you stay on, promise to stay on, I will answer every single question, I promise. And Ilkowitz, welcome on from EJ, baby. I'm so sad I can't do that anymore. Now, if I have an underwriting group, they're selling the bonds. It's, they have liability because they're broker dealers that are selling bonds, but sometimes they need a better reach. So they will hire a selling group to help. A bunch of other, I call them the Goombas from Staten Island. They're smiling and dialing. It's literally just a group, it has to be broker dealer, that they have no liability. They try to sell the bonds. And once they sell one, they come back and, say, hey, I need a bond, and you'll sell it or a share or anything. So syndicates are not selling groups are not really part of the underwriting syndicate. They are a separate third-party marketer, if you want to say, and their job is just sell shares. It increases the reach. So if I'm JP Morgan and I have 100 brokers that are selling this, but if I bring in a selling group, they may have 400 people making calls for me. So that's what a syndicate is. That's one thing. Now, the next one is what you have to know. This is a big one. This is on every exam. If a corporation owns anything that pays a dividend, so if a corporation owns a common or preferred that pay dividends, they only pay tax on half the dividend. It's amazing. It's such a great thing, okay? So if you have a corporation, not you or me because we're schmucks, but corporations, if they own it's common stock or preferred or some mutual funds, they only pay tax on half the dividend. It creates cross ownership, okay? And again, the one question she got was if the company owns more than 20%, it's only 35% they pay. But I've never seen a question where they do the numbers. It's mostly like which one of the following will give the best tax benefit to a corporation? And it lists 4 things. One of them is a preferred. The preferred is that it pays dividends, so it's better for that. That's all. So remember, because it's kind of cool that if you're a corporation, you get a dividend, you're going to pay tax on half of it. And then you pay whatever your break is on half of that. Now, the last one, a reverse convertible. The big thing to remember is that a reverse convertible is high yield and it's short term. But here's the thing. When you do a normal convertible, you the investor, get to choose when you convert. The reverse, it's not that it goes backwards. It's that the issuer decides when to convert. So the issuer decides when to convert. So what happens is they're going to convert when it's good for them. So in the market, so they have a choice at maturity or near it to either give you $1,000 or give you the stock. Okay. So if the stock is lower than the par, then they'll give you the stock because it's cheaper for them. If the stock is higher than that, they call it the knock-in price, but I'm just using par to explain it. If the stock is higher than par, they'll give you par. They're going to give you whatever's the lowest. But since it's riskier for you, they're going to have to pay you a higher rate because there's more risk. Remember the theme here: more risk, more reward. Less risk, less reward. Always. Okay. And again, Jordan, reach out to Jeff. Ilka, I wish I could meet with you guys again, but I just can't do it. Okay, now. So while I'm doing this, you want to read Abe Games, who's right below this one? Is at 844. Okay. Did they say? Okay. Yeah, listen, I don't know how to tell you that. Yeah, the 82 is a bitch. The 82 is a bitch because nobody fucking does it. Maybe Securities Institute of America. You can look at them. They may have some stuff. But here's what I tell people to do. When you have a thing like the 82, go to the Series 82 content outline. And look, it sounds like shit, but this is what you do. Because there's no other way. Go to the Series 82 content outline. Take a copy of like 3 lines at a time. I know there's going to be... and post it in any kind of AI, ChatGPT, and ask for a no bullshit summary. Just go 3 lines, no bullshit summary. That it's not going to be enough. I promise it's not enough. But the problem is there's nothing else you can do. And explain it to me in English. But everything it says, you have to double check the numbers. But it's a good practice to do that because remember, AI hallucinates a lot. They'll use rules from 40 years ago that have been replaced. They don't catch it. They still think everything's T+2. It's been a year. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Abe. Okay. Oh, by the way, Lucy, email me and I'll send you the recording.
So Ken, for Abe's question here, let me ask you a question. Is Equitable a reputable firm?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. But again, I mean, the $2,700 a month is fine, right? But it's a long fucking day for not a lot of money.
But what, in the long run, the idea of building a book is building a book. Whether you're at Equitable, Morgan, Merrill, it doesn't make a difference. It's like, does it sound impressive? Yes. Is it going to get you clients? Debatable. I think you have to build your reputation and show your knowledge. And that just takes time.
Yep.
You can always, if you build a book up at Equitable of solid clients and you go in a year and a half, 2 years and say, I've got 25 million under management. I've only been with the company for a year and a half and I want to make a move to a different firm for this reason, it's going to open up the door.
I agree. I can't disagree with that. But right. So, but you got, I mean, a lot of these places, Equitos and New York Life and stuff, they're going to want you to get your insurance stuff too. Here's the thing. That will help you get salary. Because if you can sell insurance can be sold and it's like little bites. It's not like somebody giving you 50 grand of their money, right? If you can sell some insurance and you get an ongoing stipend for a year or two, that may build up to other shit. You may get there, like if you do a good job, you may get their investment portfolio. You can build it. The thing is, if you're young and brand new, it's very hard to build a book. It is. It's very, very fucking hard to build a book. And it's these things have very, very high fail rate. But if you go to a place like Equitable and New York Life, I think they have a lower fail rate because one, they want, because these managers are only make money if you make money, right? So they're going to fucking help you. They're going to help you close and they're going to pressure you, but they're also going to have you do some insurance to get money coming in. So then you have salary coming in, not salary, but you have an income. And then it's easier because here's the thing. People can spell desperation. They can fucking smell it. So if you're not bringing any money and you meet with someone and you're desperate to close them, they can fucking smell it and they run like the hills. But if you literally walk in, they go, look, I have shit for you, but if you don't want to meet with me, I'll come back in a couple months and we'll figure out where it is. They go, oh, whoa, wait a second. Like, I'm not saying you walk out on your clients, but if you're cocky and you don't need their shit and you want to help them, they can smell that. If you are desperate, they can smell that too. So that's why I tell everyone, the young people, join like the little mini club, join like the charity things, try to join the board of the museums local by you. Because There's one thing that's great. What does charity get people to come? Rich people, guilty old white people come. And then they ply them with alcohol and you become friendly with them. And then here's the one rule. You never fucking sell at the event. If you go to the event, you talk to them, you tell them, you don't even tell them what you do. You talk to them enough where they go, oh, what do you do? Oh, you do this. And then they're going to wait for you to pitch them and you fucking don't.
Everybody that I know that has been successful in this capacity has done it from joining a club, a group that they actually have an interest in, whether it's playing golf or it's a charity organization, or it's some kind of a sport, or like, you know, a pickleball group that plays every Sunday. It's do something that you enjoy so that you're not talking about business.
Right. I got a girl who, she was a horse rider. Her dad was a big fucking guy from Maryland, but literally her entire job was, she was borderline professional, right? Like not dressage, but hunter jumper. She does all that shit. And she goes there and that's how she gets clients, because they just see her. She talks to them. She's at the party. She's getting drunk with them. And it is what it is. But it's legitimate. Like they see it. She's wearing the pants and she's on the fucking horse. So you got it. He's 100% right. You got to do something that interests you. And there's clubs for everything.
Yeah. There's a million groups. You find something you enjoy doing. Even something as simple as like the gym, and you're just like friendly with people there talking about working out.
Yeah.
It's eventually going to say, hey, what do you do?
Right.
It always comes up.
Yep. I agree. Okay. So I know we didn't help you on Tom, but if you're there and you're getting $2,700 a month, get the licenses, then make a decision whether you should go for another place. Agreed. Like if you get all your $766, then you can see if Morgan wants to hire, JP Morgan. UBS has that wealth advisor thing if you want to move to Nashville. There's a lot of different things. Okay. But the pay isn't going to be great to start anyway. I mean, 80 is great, but it's still higher than the average, but it's still
long-term proposition.
Yes. Okay. Now, Kelly, I think if you're still here, I am a fan of taking breaks. Like I'm a big fan. Like I would take the test quick, so I don't care. But if you're going to take more than an hour or two in a test, yeah, I'd say every 40. If you're not way behind on time, every 40 questions, get up, get a drink of water, throw water on your face. Okay, every 40 questions, because then it becomes like a quiz, and you're not so bad. But you got to make sure you're getting close to 50 questions an hour done. If you're in the 50 questions an hour done range, then you're 200, you're going to come out just right. Anything, if you're under 40 an hour, you can't take a break. But if you're over 50 an hour, that's fine. You're in great shape.
Manage your momentum.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. What do we got this one? Okay. Failed the essay by 2%. Okay. Love it. I love it. Specific advice. Don't act like you missed it by 2. Act like you missed it by 32. And I love the fact that you're reading. And I want you to think, remember, it's a 30-day problem in a 20-year career, baby. It's in a year from now, it's going to be a goddamn blip. And what's going to happen is some new person's going to come in and fail. And you're going to be, look, I've been there. It gives you, like, there are people who are really good at tests, right? Really fucking good at tests. And they will never understand how someone can fail. You see it on Reddit. They go, how could I fail? It's so stupid. People take tests differently. And the big thing is the test doesn't define you. You don't need this. You sound like you have a great attitude because you're a baller. But once you're done, once you pass, nobody gives a shit that you failed. They don't care. Once you pass all the exams, they don't care.
And Ken, would you say that there's any direct correlation at all between passing or not passing and the success of your career?
Zero. And in reality, we always used to know if you scored too high, you're probably going to be bad at it.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Levi, 100%. I would say I tell everyone, I try to get college kids to take the 66 if you can. Yes, get the 66. If you have the SIE 66, that takes away fear. That takes test fear away from people. I promise you, it makes a difference. It really does. Okay. Guys, I'm catching up. I'm only fucking 32 minutes behind now. Okay. And I'm not wasting time. Okay. But Steven, I appreciate it. I think my options will change your goddamn life. I 100% think they will. Okay. But I do appreciate it. Kaplan's hard. You got to get the debt down, baby. You got to get the debt. So I don't know what 3, 4, and 5 are, but look, you got to know the debt well enough that you don't fear it. You got to have the options down. You have to have all. And the big thing is the mutual funds and annuities will come up and surprise you. So make sure you're good with those. It's all about suitability, baby. Scenarios. Every time you see a product, go, who would buy it, who wouldn't? But yeah, look, you can. Should you be having questions or videos? Yes, both, all three. Do questions, do chapter quizzes. This is the best way right now. If you're not taking it tomorrow, do chapter quizzes. Do like a 15-question quiz. If you pass it over a 70, move on. If you get under a 70, reread the chapter or watch a video. If you get under 60, reread it. Okay? Reread it for sure. Okay. Good. Okay, so top 3 picks in terms of which test? 66? I forgot what test he's taking. I'm trying to read it based on that. Okay. Sounds like the 7, right? Yeah. So really, look, I'll say it again. If you've already covered everything, I don't like doing this, but I'm going to not listen to myself do it. But if you really want, if you're taking the 7 and you're already covering everything pretty good, all debt, specifically munis, understand the munis, not the math. Options, suitability, taxes, and customer accounts, baby. It'll sneak up on you. Okay. Oh, good, Jesse. I'm glad it helped. Okay. That's how far behind I am. Okay. Don't worry about dates, Noah. Don't worry about dates, but do know 30 days is the magic number, right? For almost everything, 30 days. For you 4s, you 5s, all that shit. But ODD, remember DATO 15, baby. DATO 15. DATO 15. Disclosure, then approval, then trade, then options 15 days later. Remember that. D for disclosure. The ODD disclosures first before anything. No 15 days. Don't let them fool you. Pay fucking attention. I've definitely seen them go, oh, the disclosure doc returned in 15 days. No, it is first, then approval, then trade, then the options agreement signed within 15 calendar days. Okay. Now, before you even talk about options, you have to make sure they're suitable. Okay, here we go. Oh, Rosa. Boom. It's amazing I'm telling you, these study groups on Facebook are outstanding because you get a nice tribe. That's the thing. You got to find your tribe, people, and roll with them. That is outstanding.
You'll never take me alive. I'm getting high with my 4-5.
I love it. That is outstanding. So are you done, Rosa? Are we going to miss you? Are you going to be gone? Maybe stay in the group and help people out. Give them your experience. Fucking love it. What I love sometimes is watching that people on their own figure shit out. They go in the Facebook group. They join a study group. They don't ask me to help them. They do it on their own and they help each other. It's fucking awesome. Okay. Boom. Madeline, thank you very much. Boom. I love it. Newbie Mike. Yes, I love it. Keep at it, baby. That's why I do those little stupid videos. I do those videos, and after I watch them, and I fucking cringe. Like, I watch my inspirational videos, and I cringe. I literally go, what the fuck I sound? Because you know when you look at your own shit, you think it sounds stupid. I'm not super critical. Believe me, if I was, I wouldn't be 280 pounds. But the point was...
You're not 280 pounds.
I was over 300 last August.
Really?
I know. I don't look at it. It was felt. No, you should look at some of my old videos from last year. Look at my face now and look at my videos from last August. I'm fucking Porky Pig. Okay.
And the camera adds 10 pounds.
Yeah. Well, there must be like 9 cameras on me. Okay. So now, okay. Newbie Mike, keep at it, baby. But I'm saying my videos that I do, but people say they help because I do mean that shit, but it sounds so fucking cringy when I say it. Okay. Rebecca. Okay. Chris, I don't even know if you're here, but please, I hope you're still here. I'm only 20 minutes behind. Boom, I love it. Get on that 66, baby. So, I love it. Get on the videos. Get on this. I love it. As long as you're passing everything, you're good. Remember, the two things that kill people on the 66 are the regs and investment vehicles. Because mostly it's investment vehicles, the regs for sure, but the investment vehicles, okay, is a killer because people think, oh, I had the 7 and it was they have the 7. I know this shit. Don't fall into that because there's a new the 66 and 65. I'm not going heavy into it. Ask more nuanced questions. It's like, yeah, the scenario of suitability for this stuff on the 7, but they go a little more nuance in it. So make sure you feel good with this stuff. Okay. 16 days is a lot of time, baby. Krista. Awesome.
Wake up! Grab brush and put a little makeup. I just have to fade away the shake up. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table?
Yeah.
Wake up! Grab brush and put a little
9 o'clock at night, baby. You need a little rock. Okay, here we go. Vajandi, it's hard. It is hard. But just take days. You got a week. Take the thing about the 63. Okay. The 63, I'm telling you right now, is the one test that I say test till your eyes bleed. Like take 2 or 3 a day. Maybe not 3, but take 2 a day, review the shit out of them. Your scores will suck and then they'll get better. But watch my videos, watch my playlist, watch the crash course, find my broker-dealer chart, work on that. Okay. My wife just said, tell me when the live's over. Because she won't come home until no, she's not here. She's at my daughter. She doesn't want to come in and have the dogs go nuts. Okay. So listen, Vijay, we're going to get through this, okay? I'm glad my shit helped you. I'm so happy with that. But let's get on this, right? Start taking tests every day. Anything you're bad at, reread, and you're going to nail this thing. Oh, and don't sleep on ethics. Ethics and prohibited activities will absolutely be fucking hard on the 63, okay? Betty, I'm glad. Yeah, you can backdate for the letter of intent, but it does last 13 months, okay? Okay, here I'm catching up. I'm only 9 minutes behind now.
Now you're getting to the end here.
It always happens. I catch up.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about restricted person and family? Okay. No, it's not restricted stock. Here's the thing. So restricted person is anyone who works. Yeah, no, I get it. Feels like crazy. But look, it's not that you can't buy restricted stock. You can. It's if you're a restricted person, that means you work for a broker-dealer or you're married to someone. Okay. By the way, Kobe, thank you for watching, baby. Now, okay. Restricted people are people who work for broker-dealers or like lawyers and accountants that work over a certain percentage, plus their immediate family, which is one up, one down, one over. So parents, children, and brothers and sisters and their husbands and wives. But if they're fully independent, they don't count. So here's what a restricted person is. You can't buy in a common stock IPO. That's it. You can buy in a secondary. You can buy an additional offering. You can buy bond first issuance. You can buy preferreds. It's literally common stock. And here's why. So think about this. So because I stopped working for broker-dealer and other reasons, I got to buy shares on the Reddit IPO. I tried to buy 1,000. They wouldn't let me do it. So I bought 500 shares at 34. I went all fucking in on this. It went to $200 a share within about 2 months. And when I bought it at 34, the first trade was 70. If you knew that happened, if they let people in the broker-dealer business buy those shares, none of the good ones would get into the hands of the retail. And they pretend they wanted to go into retail. It's still going to mutual funds and hedge funds and stuff, but they pretend that it's going to retail people, but it isn't. But again, you cannot buy in common stock IPOs. Now, there are exceptions. If you or your wife works for the issuer. So like the reason I could have gotten in, even if I worked for a broker-dealer, is that I was a moderator for that toxic cesspool called Reddit. So I'm technically, I was technically like an employee kind of thing. So I got directed shares. I had a special channel that we can go in, and that's where I bought the 500 shares. But it was cool. I went through the process, indications of interest, the preliminary prospectus, all that stuff. But if I was restricted, I still could have done it because it's directed shares. So if the issuer directs specific shares to the employee or the person working at the firm, they can buy shares. They can't buy it as a member of the public. So again, just remember, restricted people can't buy in IPOs, and that really just means anyone who works for a broker-dealer or a money management firm. Okay. No, Abe, happy to help. We love doing that shit.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to talk about.
I mean, literally, we're trying to do something around that anyway. So it's a good way to find out, to get gauged. So, Abe, any fucking time you come on, because we found out that sometimes it's easier. It's easier to ask someone you don't work with than someone you do. Like I had one girl who I set her up with someone. She was at an option desk, and she's so afraid of getting the wrong answer all the time. Like, it's you don't want to ask your bosses all the time. So I set her up with this guy Joel to talk to her like once a week, just to have a 20-minute conversation about options, like stuff she saw, and it really helped her. Okay. Yep, I'm telling you right now, I agree. Options, you get options out of the way, beat them. It's going to be really good. Okay, we're catching up. Still 10 minutes behind. I don't know. The Kaplan questions are just convoluted. I swear to God, when I think of the Kaplan writers, I think they're like this. Ooh, what can I do? I seriously think the evil, the top hat and everything. I think they're wearing that shit. Okay, I don't know why they do it. But here's the thing: STC. Look, no vendor is exact. If you want stuff like the 7, go take my Can You Pass My Brutal exam. It'll give you the feel. But STC is a little closer than Kaplan. Put it that way. Read. That's awesome.
One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Boom. Love it. That's what you did, baby. You walked all over that fucking test, and you're going to do the 65 soon. Okay. You did the 65. Are you done now? I guess you're done. What I don't get, so there are firms that do this. They want people to do the SI and the 66, which isn't really needed, but I guess they do it as like a precursor. Okay. Carter, what's going on, man? Carter, what do you got? You got a specific question? Or just saying hi and telling us that you're going to kick the shit out of this 7? Yeah, man. STC, baby. Oh, actually, no. If you really want to start, get Achievable Me, baby. Go to Achievable. I have links in some of my videos. I don't think it's in this one. Go to any one of my SIE videos and look in there. There's an Achievable link. It's fucking outstanding. No one teaches I swear to God, as far as any test goes, no one teaches material better than Achievable. Okay. Carter Earl. That definitely sounds like something from the Dukes of Hazzard. Carter Earl. Okay. He's probably like, you fucking asshole. You asshole. You're trying to put me down like that. But that's the double first name thing. Jim Bob. And he's like, motherfucker. He's probably giving me the finger right now, but it's fun. I like making. Look, my middle name's Arthur. I've been made fun of my entire time. Kenneth Arthur Finnan. For someone who thought I had a lisp, it was really bad. Okay. Boom. There you go. Okay. STC is solid. Camden. Camden Walker, name of the most dangerous city in New Jersey. That is outstanding.
I feel good. I knew that you would.
Boom, baby. Madeline, I get it. So I know they help. That's the thing, okay? Yes, I understand. I say that, but I go, but it does. What it does is every time I do one of the videos, somebody goes, "Oh my God, thank God. You said that. It was perfect timing. I was about to quit. Blah, 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 blah." I'm like, what the fuck? It's like a hand coming like, Ken, do this video where you yell at people for 30 seconds. It'll help them. Doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense, but it helps. Okay. Krista, thank you for coming on. That's outstanding. I love coming on here. I hope you're entertained a little bit. Try to keep you from falling asleep. So, some nights it doesn't end, right? It goes on forever. Some nights it's like, oh, you're spider stouch. Okay. Sometimes it ends at 9:00 and I'm struggling to get people. Sometimes I'm here forever. I'm still waiting to see. One time I got triple digits on here. I'm trying to get that back again. Okay. It's kind of nuts when it hit it. So guys, let's try to get triple digits next Tuesday. Tell all your friends. Okay. Boom. I love it. Boom. Spider stouch. Way to not fucking give up, baby. Since it's the second time, you get my big one. Spider. Jessica, ask away, baby. That's what this is about. Ask away. Okay. I was doing everything a spider. What is that? Goodfellas?
Yes.
What did he say? What was Pesci saying to him? I don't remember. But It was funny. It was Christopher Moltisanti from Sopranos, which is funny, right? Okay. Okay, Carter asked a question. Good. So he's not too mad at me. Okay. Yeah, look, here's the thing. That's the thing. So Max, that's okay. If Past Perfect and Kaplan, if you can get to pass them, you know the test. Understand that. If you are passing Kaplan and Past Perfect and Kaplan both, and I love using both the two hardest ones, you're gonna be fine. Okay, you're gonna rock it. Okay. El Caballo Loco. I know it says Lewis. El Caballo Loco. Okay. Failed the SAT. Okay. Oh, you are ready, baby. You are fucking ready. You are ready. El Caballo, tell me you're ready and tell it to me in Spanish. I don't even know what it'd be. So I want, you probably could be fucking Irish and just fucking around, but I want you to tell me you're ready in Spanish. I want you to say, I'm fucking ready. Type it in here, baby. You are ready. You're passing on Kaplan and STC. You're good. You must know more than you knew before. Have you taken the final on FINRA? Have you taken my exams on the exam walkthroughs? If you are, and the ones you got wrong, are they because you misread it or because you didn't understand it? Kaplan's fucking hard. If you're passing 73 to 80s on Kaplan and you're not memorizing, you are ready. Okay. Carter, let's go. Okay. Okay. Look at that. Jeff got a shout out. Okay. Okay. So Carter, if you go to my channel, which you know where it is, if you go, oh no, you're on the LinkedIn. Go to my channel, Capital Advantage Tutoring, and I'm going to this test. Anyone taking the 7? Hold on. Where are we? It's not too far along, right? Let's see. If you want to know, here's the thing. So, Carter, let me know if this shows up in yours. It may not show up on LinkedIn. If it doesn't, if it doesn't, oh, what the fuck? I can just do it this way, right? I'm going to put it in the actual live there too. Okay. Hold on. Where are we? Here we go. You kidding me? There we go. Okay. I don't want to listen to myself. I really don't. Okay. How do I make a comment? Here he goes. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So here's the video of me taking the test. Okay. So I just put it on when he said, so I didn't insult him. He actually said I'm the man. That's fucking great. See, I've always had one thing. I could literally say the rudest fucking shit. Boom. Boom. That's it. So I'm telling you right now, even it was a kid, I could always insult people, but I didn't mean it. It was all fun, and then never got fucking mad. A couple of times I got my ass kicked. I mean, fucking A, but you know, whatever. Okay. I've definitely been punched a few times. Okay. You're just surprised? Okay, so now. Because I was like, remember, I graduated, I was in high school, my senior year, I was 16. So I was like 12 as a freshman. 12, 13 maybe, as a freshman. It's fucking nuts. And I was annoying then. So I know I got my ass kicked by a bunch of seniors. Okay. By the way, Carter, you're in great shape. Take my exam and then take that exam. If you guys want to know whether you're going to be ready for the exam for the 7, take that one I just gave you. Pass that one, you're ready. I'll put it that way. Jeff, kudos to you. Snaps. Okay. Good. I'm glad we're helping, baby. Okay. Camden Walker. Here's my thing. So, newbie. Okay. So training controls, exam effects is okay, but I don't love them. Jessica, I'll get to that. Don't worry about that. That's easy. I don't love them. Okay. But they will get you past the SIE and the 63. I think for the 7, they will maybe help you, but I would rather use STC or Achievable. So Camden, this is what I tell you to do. Either by STC and the Kaplan Q Bank, or if you're still learning material, get Achievable and the Kaplan Q Bank. Okay. Because Achievable teaches it better than anyone else. But if you have a little bit of knowledge, the STC or Achievable both work. Either one of them works. Thank you very much. How can I be the man if you're the man, Carter? Okay. Now the next thing is Carter, if he's not old enough, he has no idea what the Dukes of Hazzard is. Because they won't even put it on TV anymore. Okay. So now, okay, Jessica, this is easy. The SEC is the evil federal government. The SEC is the government. They do anything. That is the federal government. If you get a criminal, that's who goes after you. The Department of Treasury and the Department of Justice, which is the FBI, they come after you. The SEC is the actual evil federal government, the evil empire. FINRA is what they call an SRO. It's a membership, okay? Now, it's a membership, okay? So, Carter, I'll help you on that one too. It is a membership. See, Jeff, people like just watch the videos. You see that? It's cheap and it's easy. Okay, so now SEC is the federal government. FINRA is an organization that the broker-dealers pay membership fees to, and then they can pay fines and stuff like that. But basically, they regulate the broker-dealers and the agents. That's it. FINRA only regulates the broker-dealers, agents, and the exchanges. SEC is a government, and it regulates everything. Broker-dealers, investment advisors, exchanges, securities. Anything to do with securities, it regulates. Even the people, but remember, individuals register with FINRA, not the SEC. Okay. Okay. Now, this is super easy, okay? We're almost done, baby. We're going to be out of here soon. Okay. Now, so record retention, this is the way I remember it. Okay, ready? Remember, everything has to be held for 2 years readily accessible. People in your house, Jeff, are about to go, why are you still on here? It's almost 10 o'clock at night. You told me an hour, and now it's an hour and 40 minutes. Okay, so now, 2 years readily accessible. Now, everything, if you're not sure, pick 3 years. Everything's 3 years. But except for complaints are 4. But now that's FINRA. MSRB complaints are 6. There's no mnemonic for that. Just fucking remember. Complaints are 4. MSRB is 6. You're going to get a question on that. Anything anti-money laundering related is 5 years. CTRs and SARs. AML is 5. Now remember this. Big sacks. Like Santa carries big sacks or I have big sacks. Right now. Big sacks. BGSCS is mnemonic. BG. Boy George sucks. Never mind. Okay. BG. Oh, that does work, doesn't it? Okay. BG sucks successfully. Okay, so now B for blotter. These are all 6 years. Santa carries 6 big sacks for Christmas. B for blotter, G for general ledger, S for stock records, C for customer accounts, and S for statements. That's 6 years. And then lifetime is anything to create the broker-dealer. Board minutes, partnership stuff, corporate charter of the broker-dealer. That's what that is. So again, everything is 3, held for 2 years. Complaints are 4, or MSRB is 6. I can't figure out how to get that in there. AML is 5. Big sacks is 6. Blotter, general ledger, stock records, customer information, statements. And if you can't remember, just watch the video again. Okay, remember it's near the end. And then anything to do with forming the company. Stock, charter, resolution, board minutes, partnership agreement, stuff like that. That's all lifetime, plus 3 years. Okay. Okay. Carter, I appreciate it. Devin, I appreciate it, my man. I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. I think the gift, it should not be on there, but usually they don't ask numbers. That's the thing. They'll just say, they won't say you how much can you give. They'll say, oh, they gave up to the gift tax exclusion. I mean, they must update it to 19 or 20, but don't worry about it. I don't know. It might be 20 now, but don't worry about the number. I don't know that it will be on the test yet. It could be, but don't worry about it too much. They're pretty much it's going to say, if they give over the gift tax exclusion, what is the problem? Because they don't want to, because remember, if they do a number, they got to change it every year. Okay. Andrew, thank you, baby. That's awesome. I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind things. So even though you probably passed a little bit a while ago, what do I do? What do I give them? Is that a good one? I don't know. Is that a
There's a place you can go. I said, young man, when you're short on your dough, you can stay there. And I'm sure you will find many ways to have a good time. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay.
Boom, baby. That's the way to end this thing, right? On the YMCA. That's the last one. We got it out of here. People in your house are going, why is YMCA playing in my fucking house? So, okay. Everyone's like, why? Okay, so now, okay. This is what I love doing. This is my favorite thing. Hey, Google, play the latest episode of Blue Collar Finance. Watch how many people go, oh my God, it just started playing on my Hey Google thing. Okay, so now, and guys, if you're not sure, I have other stuff. If you like the long stuff, that's great. If not, don't forget, I'm on Series 7 Whisperer on TikTok, Series 7 Whisperer on Instagram, and we got the Facebook group, which is going to be awesome. Okay, if you want to come in, and all that shit's free. Don't forget, Jeff does the study groups. You can pay $25 a month, $25 a session, for or $100 a month, and he'll set up a study plan, and then you do a weekly check-in, not answers on stuff, just to make sure you're on track. We have the SIE class at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then we have the 7 classes that are 25 and 50 bucks a month, not a day, on Friday nights. If you sign up, I can't say this enough. If you sign up, make sure that you turn notifications on, because half the time I get an email going at 7 p.m. I didn't get the notification. Oh, turn the fucking notifications on. And if you like what I'm doing, hit the like and share this shit. Let's get to triple digits next Tuesday. That's my goal. I want triple digits by July 1st. Even just once. Okay, everyone? See, always some Waleed. I have to keep you on here for that one.
You'll never take me alive. I'm getting high with my 4-5. Dropped on you suckers, time to die.
Ali, that is outstanding. Congrats. All the SIE on Wednesday nights is $15 a month. It works like $3 a class. You can afford it. It's I think it's $14.99. And the only reason it's that cheap is because I can't make it higher than the other ones. That'd be weird. Come on, Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. $14 a month to get a class with moi. Okay. Everyone, I'm going out of here. No more questions. We're shutting her down. And wow, an hour and 45 minutes. That's fucking insane. Everyone, you all have a good night. I will see you in 6 days and 23 hours.